to another exciting episode of Quick Review Thursday. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and I'm here with...
Paul A Presenza, otherwise known as Deathbone.
He wishes. You know, if he's Deathbone, then I'm Doomblade.
Hey, you want some popcorn? Have some popcorn.
I'm a little worried about his popcorn now. All right.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of clever, you know what I mean?
So, we watched this separately. We didn't watch this together. And I had a feeling that Paul was going to like this movie.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because
I've liked Deathbone before, so...
You haven't seen Deathbone the movie, have you? It's like 2 hours long. It's like one of the longest Chris Seaver movies. This is a Chris Seaver film, as we just mentioned. And it's Moist Fury that we're talking about. And Moist Fury is a... I think it was in 2008 or 10.
2010.
2010 film. It has Desiree Satia. It's got Lauren P. Sievage.
It's got Jesse Ames.
It's got Jesse
you know
Ames.
I love Jesse Ames.
It's got Billy Garbarina as Deathbone. It's got Meredith Host as Star Fox. You know,
but no Josh Swire.
I know. I think honestly, the Doomblade character would have been Josh Swire had he been able to make it or something. I have a feeling he wasn't able to do it. Or something like that. Or
at least have Leo Deschamps running around.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because of the Toblerone.
Because of the Toblerone, man.
I know. Leo loves his Toblerone, and apparently so does Deathbone. There should have been a Deathbone Leo Deschamps matchup.
That would have
where
been
they're fighting for the
awesome.
Where they're fighting for a Toblerone. I mean, I would have loved that.
That would have been awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Refereed by T-Ape.
Yeah, or BoJack. You know, we don't really talk about BoJack much these days.
No,
I don't know. He's too controversial, I guess, of a character. I don't know. I really, I hadn't seen this movie in forever, and when we were deciding to do Quick Review Thursday, I had to think of something quick that we could watch on Tubi, because originally we were going to do it separately and everything. We were going to do it through Zoom. And then things came around, and we're actually going to be shooting a bunch of short films for Short Film Saturday. And so I decided, why don't we do... Since we're going to be shooting the short films, let's shoot, and
it's almost Halloween.
Yeah, it's literally... Well, this will be out after Halloween, but this, we figured this will be, obviously this is, Halloween's coming up in 2 days. I'm glad that's out of your lap now.
2 more days for Halloween.
But, this will be out after that, so on the Thursday after Halloween. Anyway... Point is, I was watching it going, wow, I've not seen this movie in forever, and it's very vulgar.
Oh, yeah.
Very.
Very politically incorrect.
Very juvenile,
All the stuff we love from Chris Seaver.
It's one of the ultimate Chris Seaver movies. And I'm surprised it doesn't get talked about as much. It's available on Tubi. You can watch it very easily. But it isn't like, people don't talk about this.
Yeah, it's right before... Return to Bloodfart Lake, and 2 years before Sex Squatch.
So it's before the transition into Warlock, which was the company you started. So it was still LBP, and it was still sort of, I think it was sort of like the end of LBP before they decided to do Warlock. So
it looks pretty low budget.
yeah, the
movie is set in a quote unquote post-apocalyptic wasteland, which is really just the suburbs of New Jersey. People are driving by on a nice afternoon, going shopping, doing all your normal pleasantry things.
While they're making a movie about the post-apocalypse.
Where Toblerones are $7 each, man.
Are they? Because I almost feel like they probably are these days. Inflation is a bitch.
No, not quite. We're not quite at that level yet.
Yeah, I haven't gotten Toblerone in forever. Now, it made me... I thought you were going to bring me... Because you said popcorn. I thought you were going to bring me Toblerone. Oh well. I don't really see them in the stores much. It's a very specific candy.
Because people are buying them all out.
I guess they're making sure that they can have it during the post-apocalypse.
Hell yeah, they'll be worth more than gold, man.
I know. They'll be selling instead of you'll be buying stuff with instead of gold, you'll be buying it with Toblerone.
We can sell it to the clitorati.
Oh God, there's a lot of shit like that in this movie. I dug it. Like, I don't know. It was just, like I said, the whole time I was thinking, oh God, this is.
I mean,
this is his kind of movie.
Oh yeah, that kind of stuff is fun. It does cross the line here or there. It's stuff that you really could not get away with today. You know, things
today
like,
being 2022.
You know, things like, you know, oh yeah, these lesbians, they're just, you know, girls in a phase trying to be cool and alternative.
You know,
it's
it
like,
felt like
no.
that felt like the Chasing Amy stuff that we talked about before.
Real deep dicking's all they need.
Yeah, so where like that was back in the day in Chasing Amy day, that's what they discussed.
I mean, in a way, Chris Seaver and his little low budget movies can say that and get away with it with Bone Jack, or not with Bone Jack, with
Teen Ape and probably and Death Bone.
Certainly, Kevin Smith cannot get away with saying stuff like that in a major movie.
Oh no. He gets in trouble just for doing like He-Man and shit. So I mean, you know.
But this movie is like, it's like a low budget, low brow mashup of Switchblade Sisters and the Warriors.
Yeah.
With a little bit of Mad Max in there. If Mad Max was played by an older, pudgier version of Sylvester Stallone doing Rambo.
Pretty much.
And yeah.
A great example.
So you've got these girl gangs fighting each other, and it's the Beefs against the Crimson Queefs.
The Beefs versus the Queefs. I think that's kind of funny.
And yeah, and it's just, you know, the one kills the other. And there's actually a lot of deaths. Usually you don't get a lot of deaths. I mean, not like this.
Because they usually want a Moist Fury 2 or something, you know. But this was never meant to be, like, sequelized. And you know what? Since you guys are going to see it on Tubi before you watch this review, hopefully, unless you don't mind spoilers, we're about to spoil the shit out of this movie. There's a death at the end that shocked the fuck out of me. Because I had seen this years ago when I first bought it, and I hadn't really watched it since. And not because I didn't want to, it's just, you know, I just hadn't, you know, or whatever. And then when I watched it, I was like, you know, there's that scene where she just cuts her at the end, and I was like, really? Like,
yeah, it's very Shakespearean. Pretty much everyone dies at the end except for Deathbone and the Italian, you know, Goomba chef.
And the girl didn't die either.
Jesse Ames.
Jesse Ames didn't die. So
you had room for another.
Yeah, it would just be more of what was her character's name?
Skin Tag.
Skin Tag. You know, you can make a whole Skin Tag movie. Like, you know.
I love Jesse Ames. I wish she were back.
Yeah. Sadly, she's not with LPP right now. Maybe she'll be back one day. I don't know. I don't know.
She was like lead singer of a punk band or something for a while. So I don't know.
So was Desiree had her own music too. Like, he tends to find people who are multi-talented.
And it's interesting because, you know, I definitely recognized a few folks in there from later movies, especially Sex Squatch. There were one or two in there I hadn't noticed before.
Nope, and some of them had never come back. That girl, I think her name was like White Chocolate.
Right, that was definitely one.
And I thought she was, well, you know I love my blondes, and I thought she was hot. So I was like, whoa. I got into that. So I was like, all right. And then she died, and I was like, oh. But she died. She died with forks in her breast.
Forks to the boobs.
Yeah.
Lactating as she went.
Yes. So she... This is fucking weird. The whole movie, if you, like, explain this to a normal person who doesn't watch these kind of movies, they might be like, if we explain this to Just Jen, she'd be like, nope, I'm not going to watch that.
Yeah, it's hard to say, you know, this should be on What the Fuck Friday, because pretty much all of Chris Seaver's movies should be on What the Fuck Friday. So we can't really do it that way. But
we can't do all of them.
We try to put him in just all the different shows that we do, so he's not just stuck on one.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. It's ridiculous.
Well, I just felt like this isn't a movie that you could talk. This is an hour and 6 minutes. You can't really talk a whole hour about.
Very wise to do that because, you know, movies like this, if you go longer than that, they tend to overstay their welcome.
No.
You know.
Well, this was quick and to the point, pretty much.
You know, there's a lot of funny scenes. You know, I like when he's, you know, finally getting he's decided Deathbone has decided to help them because he gets his Toblerone stolen when one of the girls from the Crimson Queefs gets killed, and so he's like he's gonna teach them how to fight and blah blah blah. And he's like, let's montage. So they go through the whole traditional 80s montage. It was cute.
It was a cute movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend, if you haven't seen it yet and you listen to our review, then I'm sorry, then you just got spoiled. But
and there are penises.
What kind of dildos?
Well, yeah, they're fake.
I don't know if anybody actually showed their real penis.
Well, in that one picture, I think there was.
Yeah.
When Deathbone goes back home and he grabs his picture and he wants to, have like a touching remembrance scene.
Yeah, that was.
It's a porn scene.
I guess. Yeah, it was pretty.
That was funny. I almost expected it to be John Stamos, frankly. But
I don't think Stamos did porn ever.
No.
Not yet.
No.
But
you know how John Stamos tends to pop up in Chris Seaver movies.
Yeah. Well, it would have been nice if you held the Chris Seaver, but it was the John Stamos picture. But I think at that point in LPP's history, the John Stamos picture had been retired or something.
Probably.
I think it's been like since Anal Paprika 3 or something. I could be wrong. Don't get mad at me if you're.
And this is not the last appearance of Deathbone either. He does show up in one final film. I just don't know if he
was that the Teen Ape one?
No. That was the one with Trauma.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Teen Ape versus the monster.
Yeah.
Nazi apocalypse.
Now I don't know whether that character's been retired. I guess if you talk to Billy Gabriela sometime, you could ask him.
I don't know. Yeah, I do. We should get him on the show at some point. I miss Billy. Billy and I, we've been friends before he started working on this stuff because I absolutely love the stuff he did with Scott Phillips and that group of people and whatnot. He also did a movie called Feeding the Masses and some other stuff I believe that he was in. So he's a good dude, and kind of reminds me a little Trinega. Both of them were in Ski Wolf together. So. I love that. Like, I love that kind of camaraderie around the Seavage family, and everything. So yeah, I totally recommend this movie. I was having a blast. We don't know what Paul's one is going to be for next one. He never knows until like the last minute. Then he just picks something.
Damn straight. I like to pick it based on my Moody.
Oh. I was supposed to say that. All right. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this quick review. Please let us know and check out more stuff. Bye, guys. All right.
Chris Seaver, baby.
Hey.
You sat on the monkey.
No, the monkey's fine.
Oh, no.
The monkey is fine. And we definitely need a continuity monkey. All right.
Baby. Revenge is best served moist.